Welcome back to Street Fighter 2010, the final fight. Into this update, we're gonna tackle the 4th planet of the game. We're now into Waterworld, although you're not gonna guess it right away because the water happens to be both on the top and the bottom of the screen. So, are we in water and there are 2 layers of water, or the entire gravity of this planet makes it so that the water both happens to be on the ceiling and the floor at the same time? I'm not really sure how that works. Even these frogs are confused, they don't know where to go, they're just so lost. As for the 4th planet itself, it's probably the most serene world of the entire game. In fact, after Planet 3, this is quite a drop in difficulty. I mean, just look at this, you're currently fighting enemies on the purple dimension, but they're not even moving! Why are they not moving? I really don't know. And in fact, this is also a really short planet too. I mean, with the exception of the little interlude stage into the purple and the puke land stages, there are only 3 levels into this whole chapter, but at least they compensated by making this level pretty long. We all live on a yellow submarine that happens to have turrets shooting fish at you, and yeah, by the way, you're still taking a full heart of damage whenever you get hurt by this. Never underestimate the power of fish. I mean, maybe Ken is just allergic to them. And by the way, you are forced to fighting the fishes, because you see the little blue ceiling with all of the stalactites hanging on it? Well, this is not a decoration, it's an actual obstacle, and if you stand on top of the sub, you're gonna get crushed. And obviously, the game is fully aware of that, because this submarine will take its merry time in order to scroll itself all across the screen. We're just gonna rock back and forth, and we're gonna enjoy life as it is. You're probably wondering why I'm not going to the right? Well, you have your answer right here. This is a horrible dick move by the designers because, well, your first reflex will be to go over there, but by the time that the fish will start scrolling all the way back here, yeah, I'm just gonna call the sub a fish. But by the time it scrolls back, you don't have time to make it through, because you have to be really quick in making it to the other side, because, once again, if you're not fast enough, you're gonna get crushed by the ceiling. So this level is pretty much about twice as long as a usual level, with about half of the challenge. I mean, with the exception of going to that portion where the ship rocks back and forth, and where you have to climb on top in order to make it to the other side, there's honestly not a whole lot of hard things about this level. Because first of all, the turrets are really easy to kill, there's also a lot of them because they constantly respawn, and they will leave a lot of energy pellets behind, so you're not in any kind of danger to die in this level, apart from being crushed by the ceiling. And we finally have to deal with this fish guy, who's called the Skimmer, because just like a torpedo, he skims through all of the lake, and finally, just like a torpedo, he explodes whenever it collides into your bullets. But wait, every single enemy in this game dies upon this way whenever they hit my bullet, so everybody's a torpedo! Ah, we meet again, Puke City, and this time you brought an adversary which is worthy of my challenge. So far, this has been the hardest thing that we've had to do into this entire chapter, and even then, it's not very hard, because at least his attack is very easy to predict, because the entire play arena is flat, so therefore it's kind of easy to predict where the fireballs will spawn, more so considering that they spawn pretty slowly. So hats off to you, Puke City, for finally being interesting. And here's our final challenge for this planet. A brain into a clam with 2 shooters. And in order to keep up with the theme of Waterworld, now we're into a giant lake of ice. Thankfully, Ken has excellent traction and won't slip on the ice, but the thing is, something is gonna try to drag you underneath this ice. You have to avoid this worm constantly through this entire boss fight. He damages you, and finally you have to be careful to not fall into the holes, otherwise you end up into this nightmarish whirlwind of death and destruction. You better be alert whenever you get into there, because you don't have a whole lot of time to react. As you can see right here, I mean, the moment that you arrive into this part, you're almost guaranteed of losing health, unless that you react really quickly. But here we go, we're back onto the actual boss fight. At least the game has the courtesy to reset the state of the lake, so yeah, I don't know how the hell Ken managed to climb out of the lake, but hey, it's a moot point at this moment. And obviously you can only... god damn it. Yeah, you can only fall into your doom whenever you're trying to explain how to fight a boss on the internet. As much as in previous levels, the Death Eyes were not really any kind of threat whatsoever, here things definitely change. Will I get hit again at the beginning? Oh, surprise! I finally learned from my previous mistakes. Also, one interesting thing of this boss fight is that it seems that falling on the leg doesn't reset the health of the boss, because earlier I shot him way more than that and he didn't die, and here he pretty much died instantly. And what do you know, we're already done with this planet. Things certainly went quick this time around. Does it hurt yet whenever I bend my butt like this? Absolutely not. I somehow gave up on all of my karate skills and I finally decided to become a scientist into this bad Street Fighter fanfiction. Also, I'll relieve your pain. Is the highball a doctor now? Coming up next, last stop Dreidel Town.